We've been told our tap water is safe, that it's regulated, treated, and tested. But what those words really mean is that our water has been approved to carry a long and growing list of chemical allowances, not purified from them. Back in 1950, there were no national limits, no federal oversight. If the water looked clear and didn't smell, it was safe. By 1958, the World Health Organization finally set its first guidelines, allowing up to 1,000 milligrams per liter of dissolved solids. That's not pure, that's acceptable pollution. By 1971, they added fluoride, nitrates, arsenic, and even pesticides, not to eliminate them, but to allow them in controlled amounts. The EPA didn't even exist yet, and the water you drank depended on how much your city could afford to test for. In 1974, the Safe Drinking Water Act was passed. It sounded like a revolution, but instead of demanding clean water, it legalized contamination within limits. 18 contaminants were on the list at first. By 1986, there were 63. By the 1990s, over 80. Every few years, instead of removing toxins, the EPA just added new ones, setting new acceptable levels. Lead, arsenic, nitrates, industrial solvents, radioactive isotopes, all safe, as long as they stayed below a government threshold. And while this list grew, simple purification methods, activated carbon, ion exchange, electrolysis, and solar distillation, sat ignored. They weren't expensive, they just weren't profitable. From 1971 to 2006, over 577,000 people got sick, 106 died, and thousands more were never linked to the source: lead poisoning, chemical burns, gastrointestinal disease. The government tracked it all, then kept expanding the allowable list anyway. They didn't tighten until the outbreaks got public attention, not when the science warned them. By the late 1990s, the purification illusion was complete. New rules didn't clean the water, they just set new chemical balances. To kill microbes, they dumped chlorine, which created trihalomethanes and haloacetic acids, both carcinogenic. So they regulated those too, a toxic cycle disguised as protection. Arsenic limits dropped from 50 parts per billion to 10, 50 years after scientists already knew it was too high. Today, the list of regulated contaminants has topped 90, and that's just the ones we know about. PFAS, forever chemicals, are in nearly every water source on Earth. Lithium, cyanotoxins, and nanoplastics are rising. We have purification methods that could eliminate 99% of these for pennies per gallon, but instead, we get new health advisories. 20 parts per trillion PFAS allowed, as if the dose makes it less permanent. The truth is simple. Pure water doesn't make money. Contaminated water with medical side effects does. Every part per billion allowed is a long-term customer for someone else's balance sheet. Today, more than 7 million Americans suffer waterborne illnesses each year. 120,000 go to the hospital. 6,600 die. And most of those deaths come from contaminants the system already knows how to eliminate. Legionella, lead, arsenic, PFAS. We have the filters, the catalysts, the UV systems, but they stay out of reach for most because safe enough is cheaper on paper. For 75 years, the definition of safe water hasn't been about purity. It's been about what level of contamination can be tolerated before the public starts asking questions. Clean water isn't impossible, it's just not profitable.